guess Mother's Day poem will be kind of obligatory here, and I just so happen to have one in gray here. And I wrote this one about 2 weeks after my mom died. Lilacs and forsythia mix bright hope from rain against the sky blue with confusion, and the lovely pain of dandelions' random insistence in grass green as coveted peace. We seek our mother's love in days like these. 2 weeks ago, mine struggled in her last breath. I watched, but didn't see it go out again. Today, a slight breeze nudges my fear toward ease. My son's mother is electric in her love for him. She will delight in his life. His dreams become hers as everything blooms together in spring. And all history pauses momentarily, just long enough for mortality to recognize the one thing it cannot win. So, that's Mother's Day. These are from Blues in Paradise, which I hope will be coming out sometime soon. It speaks for itself, I guess. Sex therapy. Just into my best sex thoughts, suddenly I'll worry about money. Catch myself counting. It isn't funny. I think I need therapy. Some guys, I'm sure, during their counting, suddenly have sex thoughts, catch themselves humping, and go take a shower. They're richer and already in therapy. I don't know who's better off. This is a poem about, this is a local poem, actually, right around here. I used to see around Street Pilot. In any season, you may see him walking resolutely up Mulberry Street, down Franklin Avenue, attired rather nicely with a backpack that looks like a parachute. His distinction is the helmet, though, always with the visor up, like those the fighter pilots wore. But he isn't old enough to have been one of them. Children taunt him, teenagers with loud radios driving by, a couple of girls in a convertible even, yell out a tease, but he doesn't turn to see. Perhaps it's his protection, something his father gave, more solid than advice, a last valued possession he's afraid to lose. Or maybe the government shocked him on a gurney in some synaptic blur, finding a serendipitous Air Force defense to save the rest of his head. He crosses Vine Street when the light turns red, bearing east on Penn Avenue toward the St. Francis Kitchen, where they ladle soup each noon, free, no questions asked. So this one's kind of a regional one, too, about our local history. View of the caboose. And I mean the train. I have one in gray here.
About the other caboose?
The other caboose, right? So, the rest of the world finally brought us up to speed. Took away the need for coal trains, the special black cargo bucketed by our grim heroes. Caught us and closed off the backdoor escape of childhood to miles of railroad tracks and mischief bridges. So the miners aged and died at last, their last gasp blowing out the gas lamp, which lighted our quaint and somehow shameful path. So we washed our hands and built a mall on their graveyard, changed our clothes, and began to take dance lessons, newly concerned with stepping on toes and not appearing obtuse or obsolete. Yet slower than most, with feet more used to boots than shoes, the quick world lapped us, captured and scolded us for our tentative steps, in the hurried speech of bad salesmen and politicians, whose voice told us to smile and take what we got, that we were lucky to be bought in these cleaner, more ethereal deals than those of yore for our hard, dirty wares. And we came to accept our lot, believing in this progress of stock shares and lobbies. But still, in rearview mirrors as we go by, the rare caboose you might see looks kind of sweet. I have a lot like that about Scrantonish poems. This, the Bishop's Ring. Everywhere in this town you see priests getting shoe shines, getting out of big black cars to and from church on time. In the shadow of bishops' past, they run prep schools and colleges, editorial opinions on everything from celibacy to the frequency of childbirth, and the old ones have great raised eyebrows in the baskets for the new brass doors come around. There are Toastmasters and poets and Chamber of Commerce personalities touring with Dutch investors the red brick remnants of our town's great holy past. Forgetting about the whorehouses the foreigners never heard of in the courts near the newly named Archbishop's Avenue. They must use mirrors to multiply, I swear, because behind every upscale menu hides the black and white collar. The kissed, smooth celebrity bishop's ring on an alabaster finger gleams, and everyone, from coal baron to landfill king, seems to know just how to catch its light. This one I thought was timely because it's kind of about Old Forge and the police there. This happened a long time ago. Death by Oldsmobile. Between the folded metal bits of teenager accordion by stone wall and stereo, where red lights and sirens pursued the two to death by Oldsmobile for some minor mischief or stolen beer. And here now ribbons and flowers and crosses strewn at the end of the skid marks where the police chase ended everyone's Friday night. They took away the young culprits in custody and bags, and later explained their duty to leave the donut shop for this reason. You can't have kids running amok like that. Shouldn't pick on all four kids. They have their own struggles when it comes to service. Canada,
kids running amok right
running amok. Yeah, we should all go out and run amok. What does that mean, actually, run amok? I just love that word, amok. You say amok? Amok. I love that word. And Canada, I think I made this word up, I'm not sure. I know that the Lord supports me in my cold distrust of religion. He was with me, even when the fat nuns cracked my knuckles with sticks, kept faith with me as I lied my way through the forced labor of confessionals and processionals. He just shrugged when I vomited in church from the hot incense and Latin, purging the serious May Queen ceremony. He knelt with me as Mother Superior made me clean the floor with my hanky. When she pressed my nose with a penny to the wall, holding heavy books out with each arm, crucified-like and ready to cry. But I wouldn't want the girls to see. So the Lord, I know now, was with me, even then, propping me up, 11 years old, and as holy in my wrongs as all the Monsignors in heaven. And this is about my house in Greenwich, little landing on which the house is for sale. It's always weird to look at that when you drive by your old neighborhood and see your old house for sale. It looks really crummy compared to how it used to be. So, the landing in my boyhood home. The landing on the stairs I fell to each morning and rose to every night, into and out of the light and sounds I knew so well by then. Slipped past the huge stained glass windows, never opened over the blood colors of Persian rugs. Tricking the sun in sword fights by day and sticking a dagger of moon into your back at night. Either way, a duel, and the death of a day or a night. I never could sleep through it without pages of something else spread over my face. Escaped from the haven of dark wood. I didn't count then as well, but it was. A midway place from and to whatever I would be years collecting to define. The bright kitchen that fed me up and down to it the back way. And there was a bench built into the wall with a burgundy cushion, the full length of it as I recall. But maybe I dreamt that part, as I have so many other things about so many other landings. I do know for sure, no one ever sat there for long. Thanks.
We hear one more round of applause for all the readers tonight. The next writer showcase will be July 21st, which is also Saturday. We have 6 readers, some poets, some prose writers. We're bringing in Nate Pritz from Syracuse. He's a very good poet and also runs a very good small press that only publishes poetry. He runs a journal as well, so he'll be here in July, as well as some local and regional writers. Zine Fest is June 9th, Saturday. There's a reading at night, 7 o'clock. William James will be here again for that. I know a lot of you like him. He was here at the March New Visions reading. He's coming back in from Pittsburgh for the Zine Fest reading, so make sure to check that out. And thank you guys for coming and for being an attentive audience. Finish the wine and buy some books, and I'll see you soon.